Hello guys and welcome back to my channel. A new class guide is ready, and in this one we are taking a look at the Arms Warrior. In this guide I'll give you all the info you'll need with a main focus on raids. Like with the Mage, the Mythic Plus guides are coming soon, where we will focus more on the AoE rotation. Arms Warrior used to be one of my favorite classes. I'm using the word used to because this was a long time ago. After Mist of Pandaria, Arms Warrior has never been the same. I remember that Arms Warrior used to be amazing for both PvP and PvE, but thanks to even more pruning of abilities, the Legion Arms Warrior has a very dull rotation. Especially the single target one is, let us say, not very mind-blowing, with a lot of boring moments. The new tier 21 4-set bonus heavily favors the trauma build with the Fervor of Battle talent, which means that Whirlwind is among the top 3 of our damaging abilities on single target fights. But don't you worry, I will also show you another build you can use that will be more engaging. To be completely honest, the most represented build is the one with the Fervor of Battle talent, making the rotation very dull. No wonder a lot of people that play Warrior in Antorus choose Fury over Arms. Do keep in mind that this guide is based on having that tier 21 4 sets. As always, let's start with Legendaries. For single target, the Legendary Hands combined with the Legendary Execute Ring are by far the best in slot ones. The Hands gives us the freedom to spend more rage, and I think the Execute Ring speaks for itself. This combination is the most common one when we play with the Trauma build, where we take the Trauma, Fervor Battle and Opportunity Strike talents. The Legendary Heading combination with the Execute Ring. With this combo we go for the Rend build, where we take of course the Rend, Titanic Might and Ravager talents. Going over AoE Legendaries. The Legendary Helm with the Whirlwind belt, again not a big surprise why these are best in slot. Your choices in Legendaries will obviously be based on which build you choose to play with. Stats, gear and the tier 21 set bonuses. In Legion it's quite hard to give a fixed stat priority due to War and Titan Forging. But in most cases your stat priority looks like this: Mastery, Haste, Versatility, Crit and finally Strength. Mastery is your main stat, but as always sim your character to be sure how your stat weight looks like. In the top right corner a link should appear, go ahead and click on the link if you have no idea what simming means. Let's talk about the tier 21, 2 and 4 set bonuses. The tier 21 2 set is okay but not a game changer. Using Colossal Smash will give us a 7% increased crit damage buff for 8 seconds. The tier 21 4 set, on the other hand, is a game changer for the Arms Warrior playstyle. Whirl Strike increases the damage of your next Whirlwind or Slam by 12%, stacking up to 3 times. Hence to why the Fervor of Battle talent has amazing synergy with the tier 21 4 sets. What trinkets should you use? In Antorus you always want to use the Pantheon trinket, be it Amethyll's Vision, whoever has it, I fucking hate you, or the other Pantheon trinket at a max item level of 1000. Technically speaking, you can only play around 1 slot for your trinkets, as one will always be taken by a Pantheon trinket. For single targets you can combine the Pantheon trinket with freaking Arcano Crystal. Yes, I know it's pretty hard to obtain one at a decent item level, just keep in mind that for the Arms Warrior stat sticks are very good. But you're lucky, there is one trinket from Antorus that is fairly good, Seeping Scorchwing. And that's it. For AoE trinkets, the Agromar trinket from Antorus is pretty good, but some RNG is involved. Emerald Moonglaves, trinket from Tomb of Sagaris, is pretty good on fights like, for example, High Command. Forge Fiend's Fabricator and Terminus Signaling Beacon can also have their place on fights like High Command and Aeonar. Kil'jaeden's Burning Wish, I know I didn't mention this one during the Legendary section of the guide, but to be honest you'll only use it once or maybe twice, and that's on Aeonar and High Command. A quick recap in terms of trinkets for the Arms Warrior. 1 out of your 2 slots will always be taken by a Pantheon trinket. Stat sticks are always a solid choice, so try working towards getting one. Shouldn't you have any, then the trinkets from Antorus are your next best option. Let's go over talents. Let's start with the most played build, which is the Trauma one with Fervor of Battle. Tier 15, Dauntless for single target and sweeping strikes in any situation where there is possible cleave. Second tier, Double Time is the go-to talent. Shockwave can be used for that AoE stun. Tier 45, Trauma, of course, because hey, it's the Trauma build. Tier 60, Bonding Stride or Defensive Stance, again these are situational talents. Tier 75, Fervor of Battle, wow, obviously as the build is based on this talent. Tier 90, In for the Kill, the other 2 are not recommended. Last tier, Opportunity Strikes, always when playing the Trauma build. Taking a look at the Rend build, I'm only going to go over the talents that will change in comparison with the Trauma build. Tier 45, Rend, what a surprise. Tier 75, Titanic Might instead of Fervor of Battle. Last tier, Ravager instead of Opportunity Strikes. A few guidelines first before we start with the playstyle and rotation. As for guidelines, there are really not that much. Applying Colossal Smash to the target gives you the Shatter Defense buff, which means that your next Mortal Strike or Execute will deal 50% more damage. On top of that, your Colossal Smash activates that 2 set from your tier 21. Using your artifact ability World Breaker also gives you both the Shatter Defense buff and the tier 21 set bonus. Whenever you cast Mortal Strike, you get the tier 21 4-set proc, which means your next Whirlwind or Slam will do 12% more damage, stacking up to 3 times. Using Execute will trigger Executioner Precision procs on the target, which increases the damage of your next Mortal Strike, hence to why the Legendary Execute ring is that good. The most important thing to remember is that Shatter Defense should always be consumed by a Mortal Strike, and that your Execute procs from the Legendary ring can be used whenever you want. Getting Tactician procs is very important, so there is some RNG involved. Tactician procs reset the cooldown of your Colossal Smash. Important during the Execute phase, we want to use our Mortal Strike when we have 2 Executioner Precision procs on the target, and Shatter Defense is up. So be sure that during this phase of the boss fight, you're not just spamming Colossal Smash and Execute. For even more min-maxing, you can use Whirlwind when you reach 3 stacks from your tier 21 4-set bonus. I use a super handy weak aura that basically tells you which buttons to press, but I think it's also key that you know why the hell you're pressing those buttons. A link will be in the description. Okay guys, as always in this part of the video I'll talk and play at the same time, and I will show you guys the different rotations for the Arms Warrior, starting with the Trauma Fervor of Battle build, which is basically the Whirlwind build. It's very dull if you don't get a lot of Tactician procs or Execute from your Legendary ring. So yeah, you're using the Legendary hands and just make a 4 set with the Legendary Execute ring. So the rotation is very dull, like I said. It's just you charging in, applying Colossal Smash, Battle Cry, Mortal Strike, and then using Whirlwind as your filler, and then just hoping for Tactician procs. If you don't get Tactician procs, like that's really annoying, and that makes the spec even more boring. And then you can use a second War Breaker if you didn't get a Tactician proc, and consume Shatter Defense with another Mortal Strike. And then yeah, just using Whirlwind as your filler. This is like a very rage consuming spec, so you can like walk out and then just charge in to get some more rage during like in between swings, which is something that you will learn. So how does that look? So you just charge in, Colossal Smash, then it's Battle Cry, and then it's getting like Tactician proc is really nice, getting so much Tactician procs here. So, and then using Whirlwind as your filler. So all the time, if you get a Tactician proc, you just want to use Shatter Defense because that is going to do the most amount of damage, obviously. And then just using Whirlwind as your filler. Whirlwind as your filler. Like right now, I don't have anything, so you just use War Breaker, get a Shatter Defense, and then you can see you're just using everything. Always prioritizing Colossal Smash with your Mortal Strike. That's going to do the most amount of damage. And there we go, and then you just use Whirlwind as your filler, and then hoping for Tactician procs. And that's basically everything that you have to do in terms of the rotation for this build. Okay, so the second build that I'm talking about is the Rend build. Obviously, the Rend build is, in my eyes, it's not better, but it's just more enjoyable to play. And at the end of the day, it doesn't come down to numbers. At the end of the day, it's about playstyle, game style, how you like the character that you're playing. And if you're playing Fervor of Battle and you don't like it, but you're just playing it because it like puts out bigger numbers, then it's not going to take a long before you just get bored with how the spec plays. So again, like playing with Rend, playing with Titanic Might and Ravager is like more engaging. I think it's more fun. So a few things that you have to keep in mind when you're playing the Rend build. If you charge on the target, then chances are really high that you are gonna get a proc from the Legendary Execute ring, and then you have to keep your Execute to use that as a Shatter Defense. That's like the thing that changes for the Fervor of Battle build. And using Ravager, not using Battle Cry and Ravager, but you should use Ravager and then Battle Cry, so your Ravager can like benefit from the full duration of your Battle Cry. Otherwise, you are going to waste a tick from your Battle Cry. There you go. So you just charge onto the target, and then it's a Colossal Smash, apply Rend, Ravager, Battle Cry, use that, then it's Warbreaker, and you reapply Rend, and then it's Slam, Slam, Colossal Smash, Slam, reapply Rend, getting Tactician procs, and using Slam as your filler, and then keeping Rend on the target. And that's the only thing that changes in terms of the rotation. Last and not least, let's take a look at the Execute rotation, where we of course use Execute, but be aware we also want to use our Mortal Strike. As you can see, we only use our Mortal Strike when we have at least 2 Executioner Precision procs and Shatter Defense is up. Be aware that if Tactician procs and the cooldown of Colossal Smash resets, I cast another Execute to get my Executioner Precision procs, and then I use the Shatter Defense on my Mortal Strike. That way, Mortal Strike will hit for an insane amount. If you haven't noticed yet, I'm having a hard time to say Mortal Strike. That's again all for this video. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. If you enjoyed watching the video, give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe. The Fury Warrior Guide is coming soon. Follow me on Facebook and Twitter, links are in the description. Thank you so much for watching and I'll see you next time.